Hospitals are sacred places. Bright white halls, the steady beep of heart monitors, the calm voices of nurses promising, everything is going to be okay. We trust them completely. We trust them with the people we love. We trust them at our weakest, when we hand our lives over and hope they'll keep us alive. But what happens when the person standing beside your bed, the person holding the syringe, the person smiling gently as they adjust your pillow, is not a healer, but a hunter? Tonight, we explore 3 real-life cases where nurses, the very people sworn to protect us, became silent predators. Cold, calculated, and hidden behind the comforting mask of care. These are the killer nurses who shocked the world. The angels of death, who used hospitals as hunting grounds. 1. Charles Cullen, the Angel of Death, USA. It began in New Jersey, in the quiet hallways of Somerset Medical Center. A patient suddenly coded, their heart plunging into chaos. Doctors fought to save them, confused by the strange chemical found in their blood. Not a normal overdose, not a mistake, something else, something deliberate. And yet, this wasn't the first, or the second, or the 20th. Behind the scenes, a nurse named Charles Cullen was quietly drifting from hospital to hospital. 16 years, 10 medical facilities, dozens of unexplained deaths. He worked nights, the perfect time to kill. He chose patients randomly. Some elderly, some young, many not even close to dying. His weapon was subtle. Insulin and digoxin, injected into 4 lines like a whisper of death. Every hospital suspected something, but they fired him quietly, afraid of lawsuits, afraid of scandal. So he slipped into another hospital and killed again and again. Cullen finally confessed to 40 murders, but investigators believe the real number could be over 400, making him one of the deadliest serial killers in American history. When he was arrested, he said, "I was trying to end suffering, but the truth was darker." He liked the power, the control, the ability to decide who lived and who didn't. And the scariest part, no one knows how many victims never got justice. 2. Beverley Allitt, the UK's Angel of Death. Grantham, England. Children's ward. Bright colored walls. Tiny beds. A place filled with laughter and hope. But in February 1991, something invisible crept through the room. Death itself. A baby girl suddenly stopped breathing. Doctors revived her, but they couldn't explain what caused it. 2 days later, another mysterious collapse. Then another, and another, for children dead. 9 more barely clinging to life. The only constant, Nurse Beverley Allitt. Soft-spoken, gentle, always present during the emergencies. Always the one comforting the parents afterward. Hiding the truth behind her calm eyes. She injected children with insulin, potassium chloride, and sometimes simply smothered them. Her victims were as young as 5 weeks old. The world was stunned. How could a pediatric nurse, surrounded by innocent children, become a serial killer? Experts later suggested she might have had Munchausen by proxy, a desire to create emergencies to appear like a savior. But no explanation could ever make sense of the cruelty. She was sentenced to 13 life terms, and her name remains one of the most terrifying in British medical history. 3. Niels Högel, Europe's most prolific medical serial killer. Oldenburg, Germany. The ICU, the place where life hangs by a thread. A place where only the best nurses are assigned. And among them was a man praised for his fast reactions, his heroic resuscitations, his ability to save the dying. His name was Niels Högel. But soon, doctors noticed something strange. Too many patients were coding on his shift. Too many sudden cardiac arrests. Too many emergency resuscitations, all performed by the same man. Högel was doing something monstrous. He injected critically ill patients with unprescribed heart medications, drugs that would push their hearts into chaos. Then, as they flatlined, he would rush in, performing dramatic resuscitations in front of doctors and families, trying to look like a hero. He enjoyed the power, the drama, the attention, but his victims didn't survive. Dozens died, possibly hundreds. When he was finally caught, Högel confessed with disturbing calm. He was convicted of 85 murders, though investigators believe the true number could exceed 300, making him one of the deadliest medical serial killers in world history. Germany was shaken. How could this happen in a modern, regulated hospital system? How could so many deaths go unnoticed for so long? The truth was devastating. People trusted him, and he used that trust as a weapon. 3 nurses, 3 careers built on compassion, 3 monsters hiding behind gentle smiles and soft voices. Charles Cullen, drifting through hospitals like a shadow, Beverley Allitt, harming the children she was meant to protect. Niels Högel, playing God with the critically ill. Each of them proved something terrifying. The most dangerous predators aren't always the ones lurking in the dark. Sometimes, they stand right beside you, holding your hand, checking your pulse, whispering, "You're going to be okay." But behind that whisper is a lie. These cases changed hospital policies around the world. But the question remains, how many others were never caught? How many angels of death are still out there, hidden behind the mask of a healer? Well, tonight, and trust carefully,